Taki traders, welcome to our end of week update on the 22nd of May. Well, end of week for certain derivatives. The crypto train continues. Looking at some of the headlines ending this week out. Obviously, quite a bit of unrest in Hong Kong with the China issue there. I think that's going to unsettle markets, especially Hong Kong, with such a major trading hub, and China, obviously, their economy. Stocks have reiterated a little bit down a little bit. I think there's just people taking a little bit of risk off the table before the weekend. Gold benefited, and not much else really happening in the markets that I've seen anyway. Looking onto gold, as I said, it hasn't broken any of the trend lines. Still in that up sort of overall uptrend. Probably the unrest in Hong Kong will add a bit of further strength to it. Hedge funds are generally buying up on gold, so I think this has still got room towards that $1,800 mark, as we suggested during the week. Watching for any drop down. RSI sitting nice, so not a huge change from yesterday. Definitely just a bit of profit taking here. Really don't see much of a change before the weekend. I think it's just going to trade a bit of sideways to see the week out. Onto Bitcoin, it had that drop. We've done a further another report of Bitcoin before. It still hasn't dropped to that trend line. I thought there'd be a more violent sell-off. Still not happened. I mean, if we keep getting these higher lows and it just keeps hitting 10, it's just going to pop. So I'm looking for the weekend for a nice pop above 10. At the same time, if it drops below, 8 or below, we're looking at buying. Between the 8.5 to 10 mark, though, that 1,500, I know it's quite a bit of a gap, but the way Bitcoin can throw itself around, happy just to spectate, sport that one. On the 4-hour, RSI is a little bit oversold at the moment. Not hugely, though. We've seen more. PVT is down a little bit, but still supportive of the price at the moment. So it'll be interesting to see if we do just get some pump. That's what's going to happen. I don't think it's just going to slowly meander over 10. There's going to be making run of it. And then possibly some FOMO is going to stick in. That news during the week of the 50 or 40 BTC, whatever it is. Apparently Satoshi, no follow-up news from that. I think it was just someone who had some old wallet lying around. They found it, and why wouldn't you want to move it? Onto oil, a bit of profit taking at the end. I was expecting, this RSI was continually overbought. I wanted to get in, I just couldn't. In regards to that, what I mean is against my trading strategy. I just knew at some point it was going to go down, but even if you shorted here, and here, you might have got a bit of a profit, but risk-reward, just not worth it at the moment. So I'm happy to sit oil out. Shale oil is looking to restart. That may bring the price of oil down again. Also, we're yet to see just the reports for OPEC Plus and OPEC Plus. Did they keep to all of their anticipated production cuts, and just what's going to happen on the next contract expiry next week as well. Moving on to the markets, ASX200 sort of bouncing around this new sort of level up here. It did break above this 5568. Moving on to more specific shares, it was looking good this morning, and then just towards this afternoon, things just came off the boil a little bit. Some of these are still up for the week. Some of the shares still doing quite good. I think it's just some risk off the table. If over the weekend nothing too much eventuates, I wouldn't be surprised if we continue on a nice little upswing. So it's a bit of a mixed bag regarding risk looking at this week. The COVID is still, obviously the demand, what happens next, how the unlocking happen is on everyone's mind, and that's going to dictate the markets more than anything. The China-Hong Kong unrest could suitably have a to do with markets regarding them and looking at gold and risk assets. And then on top of that too, we still have in the crypto market this sort of post-halving. I think the market for Bitcoin and crypto is still trying to work out which direction it wants to take. And I think there's a lot of expectations above that 10, and then still we get something above 10. I think the confidence in the market's going to be a little bit below of where it needs to be to really get where it wants to go, which is obviously at some point people really want it to break above this 20 instead of whole 20k USD instead of a whole new high. So happy trading. I'll check in over the weekend with some of the crypto updates. Markets are in Australia. ASX are shut. US markets coming online later tonight. Let's see what comes of that. If there's anything interesting, we'll report back. Other than that, happy trading. Have a good weekend, and we'll check in next week.